welcome to Four Ingredients. So a lot of you have been asking questions about essentials for kitchen. So I have my counters full of stuff tonight to show you what the essentials in my kitchen are a must. Your kitchen might be different, or they just might be different versions of what I have. So we're gonna start off with the basic what you need in the kitchen. So for equipment wise. So the first thing is you're gonna need a cutting board. You're gonna want a wood cutting board or a bamboo cutting board. You do not want soapstone, plastic, glass cutting boards in your kitchen. Now it might sound like I'm saying, well, that's what they say to have for all the health reasons, not to cut meat on a wooden cutting board or a bamboo cutting board. That is correct. That's why I have one of these in my kitchen. This is for meat and meat only. Everything else gets cut on bamboo. The reason for that is I'm not really pushing down when I'm cutting with my knives on the plastic to cut meat. I'm just letting the knife do the work. And that will bring us to knives. So when you're using a knife and you're using a wooden cutting board or a bamboo cutting board, it's not destroying your edge. A plastic cutting board, glass cutting board, composite cutting board, all those type of boards will wreak havoc on your knife. Speaking of knives, so you're gonna wanna have 3 knives in your kitchen. You're gonna wanna have a chef knife, 8 inches or longer, 8 to 10 inches for a chef knife. You're gonna want a paring knife. You want a paring knife that fits in your hand. You do not want a paring knife that's too small and your hand's up like this on the knife. You're gonna want a bread knife. And the last thing you're gonna need to complete the set for knives is you're gonna want a steel. Now, every time you take your knives out, you should put it on a steel before you use it. That reduces how much time of sharpening you need to do, because this will keep your knife sharp and the burrs off of it that you can't see that are microscopic. So when you're using a steel, you want to hold your steel at a 45, and you want to go down like this. Again, with a knife at a 45 as well. And every time you do one side, when you come back up, you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Always keep it even. If you do 1 on one side and 2 on the other side, your knife's gonna be off. Once you get comfortable doing it like that, then you can start doing it like this. So, again, chef knife, bread knife, steel, and paring knife. Those are the knives that you want to have in your kitchen. What other equipment should we have in the kitchen? Good question. So, we should have a shredder. We should have a zester. What's the difference between the shredder and a zester? Well, as you can see, the pattern is different on them. This is made for shredding. This is made for hard items, or lemons or nuts or stuff like that. And you want to zest those on your food. You're going to want a zester in your kitchen. You're going to want a liquid cup measuring. It's liquid because it has a pour spout on it. And it doesn't measure. You shouldn't measure anything dry in this cup. All dry ingredients should be in the type of dry cups like this. And when you measure a dry ingredient, you want to have it flush to the top. So you want to take a knife after. I'm using my paring knife right now just because it's in front of me. Butter knife works good, but you want to be able to go like this across the top, and that would be a full cup of dry ingredients. What else should we have in the kitchen? Well, there's plenty more. You should have a pastry wheel, or as most people think about it, is a pizza cutter, but it is called a pastry wheel. You should have a brush. Any brush you like. When you're buying brushes, you really want to have real bristles. A paintbrush will do fine. If you want to use a paintbrush, use a paintbrush. But do not, if you buy the ones that have like the plastic danglies on them or anything that's not a real fiber, in my opinion, they stink. That's just, again, my opinion. If you have them and you like them, enjoy them. But if you really want to get it done correctly and work out right, I highly suggest something with real fibers or real hair. Like this is real pig hair. This is an essential in my kitchen. It might not be in everybody's kitchen, but because I like hard-boiled eggs, I like them in my potato salad, my macaroni salad. I like them in my salads. I have an egg slicer. It's really great for making eggs or making egg salad. Basically, you take an egg, you lay it in here, you push it down like that, it slices it. You then can turn your egg around like this other way and slice it. You get dices, you can get slices, it does everything. It's like a Ronco commercial, really. Now I'm really showing how old I am. Next thing is you're gonna want a can opener. Don't waste your money on electric ones. A good old fashioned can opener, beat it every time and they'll last longer. Next things you're gonna want is 2 spatulas. You're gonna want a flat spatula and an offset spatula. And then you're gonna want 2 more things which I forgot to pull out. All right, so your list 2 spatulas you're gonna need is you're gonna need a spatula for flipping, such as I'm gonna need this tonight because in my household tonight, we're having grilled cheese. I'll go into that before I leave off. I'll tell you what I'm doing with it all, but you're gonna want a spatula like that, and then you're gonna want a rubber spatula. And really, when you buy a rubber spatula, try to find one that's high temp. It'll save you a lot of trouble. So when I say high temp, that means I can take this, and I'm scrambling eggs, I can put this in the pan. This is a lot better to touch the pan than it is to touch it with a piece of metal. So yeah, high temp rubber spatula, really great option. And last but not least, the efficient kitchen spoon that does everything else. It scoops, it does everything. If you get a deep enough spoon one, like this one has a good deep hole on it, it's great for it uses a quick ladle too. You don't need a ladle if you don't have one. At least, again, these are my opinions on this stuff. Okay, so where's the rest of the equipment we're gonna need? You're gonna need a 10-inch frying pan in your kitchen. When it comes down to the kitchen stuff, I'm not, for stuff like this, or the spatulas or the spoons or anything, you don't have to kill yourself on price and get the best. Any Walmart or Target spoon will do. But when it comes to your pans and your knives, spend the extra money. Because if you buy a Walmart special or a Target special knife, or a version of a Hinkle at Target or Walmart, you're not really buying a Hinkle. You're buying a box store version of that. Really go to a knife store and buy a Hinkle, buy a Wusthof, buy a good knife. It'll be better off later on. Same thing with pans. We want to make sure we buy good pans. This is an all-clad, and yes, it's up there in price, but there's different versions of all-clad too you can buy. So there's good pans out there. Again, don't spend your money and buy, I'm trying to think, Rachel Ray pans at Walmart or Target. Again, go out to a good store, Bed Bath Beyond and carries good pans. Any kind of kitchen store will carry a better pan than Rachel Ray, or, I'm trying to think of the brands that are out there. But go spend your money on pans and knives. You can thank yourself later. So you're gonna want a 10-inch frying pan. Back on pans. The next pan you're gonna want is a little stock pot. This is great for just boiling things, steaming things, stuff like that. This is not good for frying things in. If you're looking to make a fryer later out of this, not a good idea. You're gonna get hurt. I got too many things in the kitchen. Stuff's all over the place. The other thing you're gonna want for the last pot is a stock pot. This is good for pastas, soups, making chili. And again, this would be something you'd make a fry later out of if you wanted to have a fry later on your stove. Again, dangerous, be careful. You're gonna want a strainer. And when you buy a strainer, make sure they have rubber feet in the bottom. Especially for your sinks. It'll help you out, and you don't really want your pasta going in the sink and this touching the bottom of your sink. If you did a test on your sink, you'd be very surprised how dirty it really is. And the last thing for pans is you're gonna want to buy yourself a good sheet pan. It should be heavy enough that knock out Tom. And when I say that, I mean Tom and Jerry. So you want to have a good heavy sheet pan. It's going to take a beating. That's if it heats up and cools down, it doesn't warp, it doesn't twist. This one right here is actually Pampered Chef. So for anybody who sold that to me, thank you. So that is all the equipment that you should have in your kitchen. There's other things you can have, but these are the essentials I believe that you should have in your kitchen to get by on things. All right, so where do we want to start? Do we want to start dry cabinet, spice cabinet, or refrigerator? Let's start refrigerator, because way I can move it off out of the way. So in your refrigerator, items that you should stock in your refrigerator and have on hand. Again, some of this stuff is personal to me because I like to have it in my house because it's a good little additive to stuff. Chicken stock, use it in just about everything I make. Maple syrup, don't cheap out. Leave Aunt Jemima on the shelf. And get the good stuff. It's just a better product. It's better for you, you know, and it really is better for you than Aunt Jemima. Mustard. Yellow mustard, we don't really use too much in this house. I use it in recipes for different things. I use it in my macaroni salad. We use it when we make mustard chicken, stuff like that. But everything else we're going to use Grey Poupon for. All right, you're going to want to have salsa in your house. Right now we have tamale salsa. Any type of salsa that you enjoy. I mean, that's what it comes down to. If you enjoy Mexican, if you don't enjoy Mexican, then there's no reason you have salsa in the house. Another staple is lemon juice. You notice the big bottle because you never can have too much lemon juice in the house. Mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip does not belong in your refrigerator. Again, my opinion, does not belong in your refrigerator. Doesn't belong in your sandwiches, doesn't belong in salads, doesn't belong in anything. It belongs on the store shelf. Again, sorry if you like Miracle Whip, not my cup of tea. I like the good old-fashioned mayonnaise. I will say Hellmann's is the best, but for olive oil mayonnaise, if you want to have olive oil mayonnaise, Kraft makes a better version. Move all this stuff in so I don't have to reach across and keep looking away from you guys. All right, we still got ways to go here. So you want to have Frank's hot sauce in your refrigerator, and then you want to have a type of hot sauce. The reason I say that is because Frank's is really made to go on chicken and to make buffalo wings. That's why it says buffalo down here. It's not really hot sauce. It's a version mixed with other ingredients to make buffalo wings. Hot sauce is going to spice up your food. Did I just make words up? Maybe. So that's the difference between. And right now I have a golden pumpkin hot sauce, which is awesome. It's out of Lowell. But yeah, keep both of those in your kitchen, or a version of each one of those. Ketchup, because if you ask my wife and my daughter, it goes on everything. If you have kids in the house and they like honey mustard dressing, this raised honey mustard dressing, even though it's no sugar added, is unbelievably delicious. So if your kids like honey mustard, this is definitely a staple. And in my house, this is a staple for everybody because it's just one of those, if we're having chicken, this is coming out. Garlic, all recipes call for garlic. It's just a quick and easy way rather than using fresh garlic. You keep some granulated minced garlic in the kitchen, in the refrigerator. Barbecue sauce, you can make your own or use whatever brand you prefer, but a barbecue sauce is a good idea to have in your refrigerator as well. Relish. Now, this one comes up a lot with people because people either hate relish or love relish. So, but I would definitely, keep it. Tartar sauce, hot dogs, it's all good. So now let me get on the Parmesan cheese wagon. I don't want to ruin everybody's Parmesan cheese, so I'm going to say I would highly suggest to make sure you read the label and understand what the label says when you're buying Parmesan cheese. I will only buy 4C Parmesan cheese. And that's enough said there. And the last thing is least is you need, I believe, every kitchen should have $1,000 dressing in it. Why, you say? Well, it's good on salads, and it's great on burgers. It's great on chicken patties. It's great on chicken just by itself. It's just a good all-around dipping, spread, salad product. I think that's everything from the refrigerator. Oh, nope. The last thing that I must have in my refrigerator are banana pepper rings, because they add flavor to just about everything you can get your hands on. Great in sandwiches, salads. You can add them to your rice. It's a good spice. Little spice comes in. It's really good. Oh, I do have more refrigerator items over here. Velveeta cheese. Velveeta cheese is one of those cheeses that's just very versatile, and you can make anything with it. You can make souffles with it. You can make mac and cheese. You can make queso dip. It goes on and on. Just really good item to have in your kitchen just in case. And you don't have to keep it in your refrigerator. You can stick it in your cabinet, and it's just lasts forever, because again, I don't know what's in it, and I don't want to know. Last is soy sauce. I like tamari, just because I think it's got a little bit of flavor. It's not so salty. And those are my dogs. So that is it on refrigerator items. I don't have much I keep in my pantry. Like, pantry is, a little bit of stuff, but, oh, sorry, one more refrigerator item. Lost in the pantry items. Excuse me. Now I'm hiccuping in the middle. Okay, back to regular show now. Cheddar cheese, some type of shredded cheddar cheese. So dry cabinet, bringing it all in. It's not going to take me too long to bring this stuff in. Okay, dry cabinet. Some type of noodle. These are ribbon noodles. Rice, brown, white, yellow, any type of rice you prefer. Definitely going to have to keep in the cabinet. Potatoes. And again, potatoes are on that your type. Chocolate. Because when you get that urge for a piece of chocolate, you just want to know it's there. You don't want to go run out to get a piece of chocolate. And when the end times come, this will be cash. Tuna fish. I prefer tuna in the bag rather than the can. I don't know, but something about that can just smells fishy to me. So I prefer the bag. Less water, less oil. And I don't have a preference on oil or water. They're both fine for me. Quaker oats, definitely something to keep in the kitchen. And it's not just for breakfast. That's I can't emphasize that enough. If you go back in my videos, you'll see I made a savory oatmeal. There's tons of recipes out there. Look them up, try them out. You would be surprised how good it is when you dinner. And last thing, but least for the dry cabinet, would be Worcestershire sauce. Again, that's Worcestershire sauce. It is not Worcestershire sauce. It's Worcestershire. Great little item. Not a lot of people like it, but it adds flavor to about anything you put it in. It's great in shepherd's pie, great in meatloafs, great when you make your hamburgers. Great little kicker-upper. Okay, kind of going to the same cabinet, the dry cabinet. You're going to want to have oil in the house. And I keep 3 types in the house. I keep a vegetable oil, and it probably said canola oil. I keep a coconut avocado oil, or just a coconut oil. And then I keep a olive oil in the house. Let's see, where we're gonna go next. Well, we all know the basics right here. Salt and pepper. You need to keep salt and pepper in the house. And I would say, really find a salt that you like. Try the kosher salts, try the lava salts, try every salt that's out there. There's all different types of salts. Don't just stick to the table salts. you'll be surprised how much more flavor you'll get out of the salts. There's pink salt, there's black lava salt, there is flaky salt, there is birch smoke salt, thyme salts. There's just a ton of different salts out there. There's red salt out there. Find a salt that you like and use that in your kitchen. Just because table salts, it can add too much at sometimes. Where these salts don't have it, they're not as salty as a table salt. Toothpicks. Every kitchen have toothpicks, just cause. All right, spices real quick, and then we'll be done. So spices that I like to keep in my house. I like to keep cilantro, oregano, cinnamon. Again, I'm a little picky on my wife and I and me. We're a little picky on our cinnamon, so really find a good cinnamon you like. There's different cinnamons for all over the world. Some taste better than the others. Some are just bland. McCormick's is a very bland cinnamon. Vanilla extract. Again, the same thing goes over with the cinnamon. Really find a good one. Don't just buy the McCormick brand. Taco seasoning, because everybody loves tacos, and Taco Tuesday comes every week. Paprika, oregano, garlic powder, nutmeg, and last but not least, onion powder. And you notice I didn't say onion salt or garlic salt. And the reason I say that is because I can make my own as long as I have these. So you can make your own at home. Don't spend the extra money for because they put salt in it. Really, just make your own. So if you want to make your own, one tablespoon of salt to 1 teaspoon of your onion or garlic powder. And that's it. I'm gonna go over real quick with you. Like I said, we're having grilled cheese in my household tonight, so I'm gonna give you a little lowdown on it. So we're gonna use goat cheese and Gruyere cheese tonight. In between 2 pieces of sourdough bread, we're gonna take that bread. We're gonna put the mayonnaise on each side, and we're gonna toast it off. Yes, I said mayonnaise. Makes a better grilled cheese. Try it at home. Trust me, it's good. And a little shout out to Wes, who said a personal chef, or he needed a chef at home. Anybody can cook. I'm gonna do like the Yan can cook thing here. Back in the 80s, when Yan was like, if Yan can cook, so can you. Well, I'm telling you, anybody can cook. So grab your ingredients, grab your stuff, head to the stove. Let's cook something tonight.